The Value of Wrestling, the revolutionary force in wrestling podcasting. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back after a lot of technical difficulties and a lot of issues going on. But we're back. It is The Value of Wrestling. It's our All Out Review 2023, September the 3rd, right here on beautiful YouTube. I'm the big time. You know who I am. This right here is the man of the hour, the man with all the power, better known as
Paulus Clarke.
Oh, yes. Our New Japan Pro Wrestling expert couldn't join us due to technical issues on his end, so it'll be a two-man team tonight. And a cat. So we got a cat.
So it's the return of the two-man power trip.
Yes, the original two-man power trip and a cat. Don't forget the cat. Okay. So we are here. We are live. We are excited to go over a really... That may have been a little on the long side at times, but, you know, it was a really good show. Yes, Kat, we know. We know how you feel about it. Oh, anywho, I lost all my notes because I had to restart my computer, so we're going to borrow notes from the notes I was borrowing originally. So we'll read through those. Anyways, it was all out. It was in Chicago, live from the United Center. And we'll start with the 0 hour. To start off the 0 hour, we had an over-the-budget battle royal, which the winner would receive $50,000 to donate to the charity of their choice. A lot of great names in there. Adam Page, the Best Friends, Tony Nese, Dalton Castle and the boys, Gates of Agony, Action Andretti, Scorpio Sky, the former members of JAS, a lot of guys involved. We saw a lot of comedy spots, which was par for the course in one of these bouts. A lot of great punishment. Hangman, in the end, ended up winning and now gets $50,000 to donate to the charity he likes. Comments, thoughts, or concerns about the over-the-budget battle royal?
I mean, it was what it was. It did what it was supposed to do, and I think the right man won.
Alrighty. That moved us into the Akira Shida, Sky Blue, Will Nightingale versus Mercedes Martinez, Diamante, and Athena. We got to see Athena on some TV for once, and we haven't seen her in a while. Shida, Sky Blue, and Will Nightingale teamed up to take on Athena and Diamante and Mercedes Martinez in the second 0 hour bout. While some of these people have had recent encounters, it was definitely kind of thrown together. Athena had some issues with Martinez and Diamante, but for the most part, the teams worked together well. Ended up being a much better match. All 6 women brought their A game to make sure the crowd was in good, especially in front of a hometown. Blue scored the pin on Diamante, so Shida, Blue, and Nightingale are your winners. Will Nightingale was the hometown girl, right? She was the one for Chicago, I think, if I remember correctly.
Chicago Sky Blue, I believe.
Oh, Sky Blue. Whichever. One of them. I don't know. I didn't get to get into all of 0 Hour. I was kind of playing with other things, trying to get things up and running, and I had everything set
I
up for
understand.
us, but unfortunately, technical difficulties come in. So we closed out 0 Hour, though, with the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass with the Rodzilla in their corner taking on Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, and Satam Singh with Karen Jarrett and Sanjay Dutt in their corner. It was for the Trios Tag Team titles. This was the last of the pre-show match where they were defending belts. Audrey Edwards was brought out as a referee to get under Karen Jarrett's skin, which worked perfectly. We get a beautiful opening with Sanjay Dutt introducing the team, kind of like they were all getting ready to play basketball. Then the Acclaim come out with Dennis Rodman and Daddy Ass, Scissor Me Daddy. Eventually, we get to a point where Double J is trying to get the guitar hit, but it winds up with Dennis Rodman hitting Double J with the guitar while Aubrey, the referee, was distracted, which allowed Billy Gunn, Bowen, and Caster to get the win. This was a fun match. It did what it did. Wasn't a great match, but it was a funny comedy match. It is, what it was. Some of the highlights of the pre-show. We know Prince Nana gave a hilarious interview. Serpentico always has his funny moments. The way Scorpio Sky eliminated Jake Hager was pretty awesome. And, of course, we always got the dancing Daniel Garcia since that's his new move. I don't know Boogie Nights or what he's going for there. Anyways, Nightingale did hit a beautiful pounce in that match. And then the Sanjay Dutt introducing the home team was pretty interesting. Any other thoughts, concerns, comments, or anything you want to bring up to the table about 0 Hour?
It was kind of funny that in Max Caster's little rap before, as the Acclaimed are coming out, that he made he likened the Jarrett group to the New Oddities.
There you go. So, with 0 Hour over, it brought us to All Out to the main card, and we opened the night with the Better Than You Baby versus Dark Order, the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles. We had MJF and Adam Cole versus John Silver and Alex Reynolds in a really decent match. It did what it needed to do. MJF and Adam Cole put their titles on the line against John Silver and Alex Reynolds. Cole and Silver started quick exchanges to take down. We got a lot of double clothesline chants. Eventually, MJF took a shot to the neck, went out of the ring to take a breather. Cole was checking on him, but Silver would take advantage while the referee was distracted. Reynolds would hit MJ with the chair, which this would have them take MJF out of the arena as he was hurt. This would leave Cole alone for most of the match. This is where we thought the titles were going to change hands. They really came close several times to change hands, but MJF came back in the end. The crowd did seem really invested in this match, and it was a very good, entertaining match. But Cole and MJF successfully defended their titles in the opening of the show in a very good, strong match. The Dark Order definitely came out and had a good entrance. The MJF sportsmanship handshake with the poke in the eye was a great moment. And, of course, the kangaroo kick is so dumb. But, hey, it works, right?
It's a bloody drop kick. Whatever.
What it is.
I guess.
So, what did you think?
So I guess you kind of already answered the question.
Go ahead.
I guess you've kind of already answered the question I was going to ask, and that is, if the Dark Order at any point during the match sold you a ticket.
Well,
because even though
Adam Cole alone, yes,
because they've been more or less moved to Ring of Honor with occasional spot on AEW TV here and there.
Yeah.
I do kind of like the fact that Evil Uno's kind of the de facto leader again, and they're kind of getting a little more serious. Like they're edging their way back to where they should be, in my opinion.
Well, we'll see what happens. If they get to be something special, then maybe we'll get somewhere. So, hello, Cat. Good match overall. Did what it needed to do. MJF and Adam Cole kept the titles. So that was probably what the best prediction was going to be. But, yeah, they did have you for a minute when Adam Cole was by himself. You thought maybe something was going to happen here. But in the end, best friends stay best friends. And still Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. This moved us into our next match, the highly anticipated Ring of Honor TV title, Samoa Joe versus Shane Taylor. Of course, MJF and Adam Cole were walking up the aisleway up the apron up to the to exit, as Samoa Joe came out. Samoa Joe walked past MJF and kind of shoved him out of the way. MJF got mad. Adam Cole tried to talk to him about not going down and fighting Joe. And, well, MJF went down and decided to fight Joe. And then Joe pulled off his best CM Punk impression by locking MJF into a guillotine. So, we had a great moment there before the match even started. And we had Joe go on to defend the title against Shane Taylor. Two big men. One of the first two big men matches we got tonight. These guys went back and forth with chops and punches, and just it was a big man fight. It was a really good fight. Of course, in the end, Joe eventually got the Coquina clutch and got the tap out and got the win. But overall, it was a really good match. Shane Taylor did bring a good fight. But like I said earlier, Joe's gonna kill you. No, it wasn't a squash match. No, I don't refer to that as being a squash match. It's just what you say for Joe. And Joe got the victory. It was a good match. I mean, it hit the points that it needed to hit. I think it hit well and was a very good match. I think Shane Taylor definitely got a chance to show what he can, but it was, one of those two big men matches, and they really made it work.
When we were talking offline between you, me, and Miguel, that whole Joe's gonna kill you, it's like, yeah, okay, that's a fun chant, whatever. But when I think Joe's gonna kill you, I mean, like, I feel like it's gonna be a squash or a really dominant win. And of course, no one said that Joe wasn't gonna win.
Yeah.
But I expected Shane Taylor to come out swinging, and he did.
Oh yeah, it was a really good match.
He didn't get the win tonight, but for those who never had the chance to watch Ring of Honor under the previous management and watch what Shane Taylor can do, you got to taste tonight.
No, it was a good match. I just say Joe's going to kill you because that's the chant. I didn't predict a squash match in that sense, or understand that you took it that way. But it was a statement. But Shane Taylor, yeah, he did come out and provide a good match. I think it really went over well. It was one of two big men matches we had tonight, and it was what you would expect with two big men in a match. So, good match. Good match. You got to love the MJF feuding with Samoa Joe there. That was quite funny. I don't know if that's leading to something or if that was just a quick pop shot at Punk being gone, because it was so weird to be kind of like, it was a push and a push out of the way, kind of down, and MJF got batted around down there. So it was just kind of interesting that they would pull off a stunt like that right now after all the detailed rumors that have come out. So
it could be something extremely intentful, or it could be nothing at all.
Exactly. Okay. Cool beans. Let's get out of there. Don't start playing messages. Okay. Let's see what's going on here.
The TNT title match.
Okay, there you are. I'm getting reports that we can barely be heard, so let me play with a couple things. Just stand by. You know what happens when we go live. Let's see here. Where? Great. I got dinging in the background there too. Let's see here. Okay, I gotta go over here and figure out which source I'm on, right? Hello. There we go. Let me play with the advanced properties real quick. Let's close that and see if that helps out. Can you hear me now?
I've been able to hear you the whole time.
Well, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to our audience. I'm going to get messages that they can't hear me on the feed. Let's close that and see if that helps out. That's way better. Okay. YouTube Live. We're still getting used to bringing this back. So, stand by. I don't know. I guess you could have sent a chat in the chat. I would have seen it too, but yeah, that's okay. Gonna get another ding. Ba da 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 da. Or maybe not. Can you hear me now? That's all I need to know. Do 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 do. There's a beat for you. Some great sound effects going on. Welcome. Da-da-da, yeah, I'm waiting for somebody to just send me a quick little message back and tell me if they can hear me now. I can hear me on my tablet, but I want to make sure they can hear me. Sounds like Paul is super loud and static. You're low and then loud, off, and on. Okay. Are we better now, though? I've adjusted what I can. That's the key. I mean, to me, if I turn up my tablet, sounds like Paul is super loud. Yeah, I sound fine. So I don't know. Maybe a connection in or something. So you can talk in the YouTube chat too. I can see the YouTube chat. But anywho, just waiting for things. Gotta love the world of being live. I don't have a cool background like you, but that's okay. One day I'll get green screen. Maybe we'll figure it out. I don't know. Ba-da-da. Hi, kitty. I don't need a text of a book. Can you hear me now? Fa-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. All right. So we had the Samoa Joe match with Shane Taylor, right? Yep, Shayna Taylor. Good match. Joe over. Story. No, that's fine. You can leave comments. You can also text right in the live chat on YouTube. I can see it there too. But thank you for letting me know you couldn't hear me. I think it sounds good now, and hopefully you can hear me. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and share. But we'll go on. So, anyways, the next match was Darby Allin versus Luchasaurus for the TNT Championship with Daddy Christian. Okay, good. We're loud and clear now. We're beautiful. Darby Allin. The big part of the night was Darby Allin selling his back injury from All In. And as usual, Christian Cage was there. But Nick Wayne was also at ringside. What was Nick Wayne? Yeah, Nick Wayne was at ringside. So the match lived up to what it was supposed to be. You had a Luchasaurus being a dominant dinosaur. Some people are saying that his music's really reflective and comparable to Kane's. They both kind of have a similar entrance, so I get that. Most of the match, Darby kept coming from the back. He pulled off some great moves. He really gave you a shot, made you believe that he might overcome Luchasaurus. But in the end, we get the crappiest tombstone power drivers that I've ever seen. Luchasaurus hitting his knees, and Darby Allin so far off the mat. It was so fake. So we got two of those, and then I forgot what he did at the end there. Because he did two of those, flattened him. I mean, it was you got two tombstones. They flattened him. Darby Allin was taken out. Luchasaurus retained. Christian was going to put hit. He threatened to hit Wayne, chase Wayne off, and then he was going to hit the concerto on Allin. But then, like the half the locker room kind of running down and put an end to that.
Led by Sean Spears of all people.
Yes. Again, we talked about that. Oh, the beautiful when Luchasaurus swung Darby Allin into the steel chair steps. That looked nasty. Darby Allin did get busted open. Still trying to figure out what Christian Cage's obsession with mocking people with dead daddies. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, and then one of those German suplexes from Luchasaurus on Darby Allin. Darby landed like head first, which ooh. That was painful looking. That one hurt me. Anywho. Any comments about the Luchasaurus Darby Allin match other than it was a good match? It did what it needed to do.
It's kind of starting to sound repetitive, but it's like, it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, this card was all kind of... Yes, this was a card that was all kind of thrown together real quick. So, I mean, this was one of the few matches that was booked out early, but it was a good match. It's what we expected. At least they made Luchasaurus look strong and still made Darby Allin look good. So, From there, we got the other big man match. We got Miro versus Powerhouse Hobbs. These guys are relatively an even match in size and power and speed, so neither competitor was. Okay. You text me. I can, and again, I don't know what you can. Damn. Size, power, and speed, so neither competitor was able to control the other for too long. It was a big man match. It was hits and beats, and it was a good match. They definitely paced themselves really good. They made it look good. They got the crowd to wake back up. I definitely agree with that. And I'm sorry, I'm not reading my notes. I had better notes, but then I had to reshut my computer and forgot to save my notes, so I'm just kind of scanning other notes that are here. After a long battle, we saw both men take each other to the limit. Miro made Hobbs tap out to get the win. And, of course, after the match, it looked like Hobbs was going to pay respect to Miro. They kind of had a handshake. He was showing respect. Miro turned his back, and that's when Hobbs attacked. And then we got the debut of CJ Perry on AEW. She came running down with a chair. I don't know why CJ Perry would come running down the chair to think she could take out Powerhouse Hobbs. Like, this absolutely made no sense for a debut. I know it's a spot, and you're getting a pop, kind of. I don't even know if the pop was really that great. For that, but yeah, and of course she hit Hobbs with the chair. Powerhouse Hobbs turned around and had dropped the chair, and looked like he was going to go after her. Miro popped up with the chair and swung for the fences on the back of Powerhouse Hobbs, and then we had a weird stare down between Miro and CJ. Miro did not look happy with her being there. I don't know if he was having PTSD to his time with her and Bobby Lashley. I really don't know, you know. I don't know.
Well, he had said something about "you don't love me," or
I don't know.
To that effect.
It was a weird moment, and a weird way to have her come on TV for the first time. I mean, it was yeah. And of course, I guess one of your favorite parts was the fans chanting "meat." So I don't know if this was into a reference of Sean. Was that I forget who Meat was. It was a Sean, but I can't remember what the last. Yeah, Sean Stasiak. It was Meat in WWE years ago. So I don't know if it was a reference to that, but I assume you have a reason why that they were referencing Meat.
I have no clue. When CJ Perry first came out, I couldn't understand what the fans were even saying.
Oh, I don't know what they were saying. And some of the night, I couldn't really understand anything they were chanting. I swore I heard a lot of mid CM Punk fan chants, or CM Punk chants, or we want Punk. They were very mid. They were very scattered. It wasn't as strong, overwhelming. Like, they didn't take over the show, but I did hear those. But I don't know what they actually were chanting when Perry came down. I know they were chanting "meat" through this match, so it is what it is. It was a good match. The ending really kind of killed the match, though, for me, because overall the match was good, but you give me no reason to believe Perry's going to come down and hit. I mean, it was just kind of dumb that she was going to come down and hit Powerhouse Hobbs with the chair. You're just looking at that whole picture right there going, this doesn't make sense. You know, and then Miro and her interaction was even more weird, because she's just appearing, and, you know, I don't know. So unless this has something... Go ahead.
Some of his previous promos where, you know, it's like he didn't trust in his God anymore. He's, you know, not really sure about his wife anymore, and so I mean, like, there's kind of a story that he's been building over time, where just.
But it's been a while since we've gotten any of that.
First appearance on TV.
But it's been a while since we've had any of those promos, so it's kind of hard to. Yeah. It's just kind of hard to connect the dots when it's like those promos were out a while ago, and now she's appearing, and it's really weird. Like, I don't know. And he wasn't even introduced as the Redeemer, you know, he was just Miro, so.
Well, I think the whole point is this story will continue.
Where it's going, I don't know. That's the bigger question. Anyways,
no,
after this, the night got a
in the power of the pen.
No, I think sometimes Tony Khan needs to Let others have the power of the pin a little bit. Uh-oh.
I don't disagree.
Trying to figure out if we're still live. I seem to have lost our live. No, it looks like we're still live. We're still good. Okay. Anyways, so, no. Are we kicking out? Is something dying? What's going on with this? Are we going to have all these technical difficulties tonight?
Oh, Lord.
If it's not one thing, it's another, of course. No, it still says we're live. Let's get back in here. Oh, what an interesting night. It's been trouble after trouble after trouble with technical issue after technical issue. I guess somebody would have texted me if we weren't live anymore. So, anywho. From there, we go into the women's match, which kind of picked up the pace. We had Chris Statlander versus Ruby Soho for the TBS title. It was on the line. Ruby and Saraya came out. Apparently, Toni Storm was out in the parking lot chasing birds or something. I forget. Anyways, the Statlander and Soho were looking to make an impression. They definitely came out and gave us a really good, strong match. It may have been the only match for the women on the match, but they definitely did it. Soho hit the No Future from the top rope, followed by a Destination Unknown, but Statlander kicked out at 2. This is when Saraya gave Soho the spray can, and this is when Toni Storm came from out under the ring and stole the spray can away, which helped Statlander get the pin and retain the title, much to the surprise of Saraya and Soho. So somewhere in this whole mess, Toni Storm's kind of lost her mind. I don't know. Statlander had great entrance. Ruby Soho had nice there. Someone had a sign that Saraya, I guess this is the one she tore up that says Saraya calls fries chips. I don't know. Okay, it's not. I don't know what's going on. I think we're still live, though. Yeah, we're still live. I don't know what's going on that end. You can still hear. So, anywho. Yeah. So it was interesting. Good match overall. Any thoughts for you on that one?
Looks like they're giving Toni Storm kind of her own variation of a Joker persona. Like the random laughter, the
Harley Quinn?
Diva-ish. Sort of, not exactly.
Yeah. So
it's weird, but it's something at least.
Yeah. It was an interesting match. We got through it, and they did pretty good. I mean, they really brought it. They changed the direction of the match. So, I mean, it picked up pace. It got a little better this night. This is kind of where the night started making that turn. And so, yeah. But from there, we got the match that I think a lot of people are interested in. We got the Bryan Danielson Ricky Starks strap match. And it was a brutal, definitely just beat the snot out of each other strap match, which you would expect. They went back and forth, and it was a hot night. Oh, there we go. I do see commentators. Somebody is using the chat now. So, okay. I don't know what is going on. My thing won't stay on. It's like we are still live, but it makes me reboot it every few seconds. And then we're frozen. This is always so much fun.
Lord.
Are we dead? Hi, chat. Well, let's see what's going on. We'll close it out, reopen. We're frozen. This is always so much fun. I guess we're still running. It's just my system is freezing up. I mean, so maybe you got to restart it a couple times. Anyways, we're back. We're live. We're going. Yeah, no, it's working. I had to back out and come back into it. So, anywho, great match between Bryan Danielson and Ricky Starks in a strap match. Eventually, the American Dragon wins by pretty much choking Ricky Starks out, and Ricky Starks passed out. Good way to end the match. Makes Ricky Starks still look good. Gets Daniel Bryan over. His first match back. It was great. Dragon and Daniel Bryan celebrate. I'm so glad we're getting Final Countdown for Daniel Bryan's music nowadays. It fits so much better. And So we had a great match. Thoughts, comments, concerns?
I was actually kind of surprised to hear Final Countdown tonight. I don't know if that's going to be like when Daniel Bryan decides to come out face, or Bryan Danielson, excuse me. Or if it was just because it's a big event. Because you notice during the TV shows, it's usually his AEW version of his music as opposed to the Final Countdown.
I don't know
if they have it, like I said, if it's just for his during those matches where he's going to be face, or if it's for big events, or what the deal is. But I do like hearing it for him.
Of course, here's what's confusing. He was a face in tonight's match, but then he was with his BCC brother at the end of the night. So I was really even more confused on what was going on there. All right. The next match, we had Eddie Kingston tagging up with Shibata versus Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta. And no, I'm not going to try and pronounce Shibata's first name because our New Japan Pro Wrestling guy is probably sitting somewhere, and if you guys say it wrong, he's going to have an aneurysm, and he's probably yelling at me right now what it is.
I believe.
Katsuoria? I don't know.
Katsuori.
Well, okay. What he said. I'm leaving it there. Yuta and Shibata started off the match. Eventually, Claudio tagged in, and then Kingston tagged in, and Claudio tagged back out. We had great matches. It was a hard-hitting fight. It went back and forth. Kingston really just wanted to kill Claudio most of this match. It went back and forth until the very end. It looked like Kingston had the match. And then Claudio hit just a massively vicious uppercut on Kingston. And Kingston went down for the 1-2-3. And Claudio and Wheeler, the BCC, pick up a win for the Blackpool Combat Club tonight. Very good match. Hard-hitting. Everything I expected. Everything looked really good. It was impressive. Shibata looked good, taking a lot of hits and just kind of no-selling it, holding it in. Very impressive match. I thought it was really good and really picked up the night.
It was closer to what a New Japan match would look like than just your typical AEW match.
No, it was way more impressive than some of the other stuff I've seen. So from there, we got probably one of the matches of the night. This thing, it was a little long. I think there was a lot of back and forth near falls, but it was an elite match. So I've come to understand that elite matches are going to be long and a lot of near falls because that's their thing. And so we had Kenny Omega versus Takashi, and they tore down the house. I mean, they beat each other with everything. Moves after moves, V-triggers after V-triggers, knees and knees. I mean, it was just a brutal hit you in the face, beat you down, back and forth, and they just went all over the place. Then we got to the point where Don Callis had pulled out the screwdriver to go after Kenny, but he stuck it into the ring and missed. Kenny tried to go grab it, but Takeshita took out Omega, and it flipped around, and Omega was trying to lift up Takeshita for a one-winged angel, and then Takeshita had the screwdriver, and he was going to use it, but then the ref saw it and pulled it out, and we stumbled into several different things, but in the end, with a beautiful, huge knee strike, Takeshita gets the 1-2-3. The right man won this match, and it was a damn good match.
Holy snap, you mean an event that's actually building a star? A new star?
Yes. Yeah, Omega took a lot of head bumps from some of those suplexes. Omega's springboard dropkick did not hit the mark, but it still hit Takeshita's legs. The reverse from Runen Karano was well vicious too. But it was a great match. It was a little long, a lot of back and forth near falls. That really just kind of it wears you down after a while. But I'm glad Takeshita won. I think he was the right winner in this match this time. I was a little worried that they would give it to Omega just because Takeshita got the win at All In, but they didn't. They gave it to Takeshita, and we have to see where we go from here.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, let's open that. Okay. So, everything looks good there. We are still live. If you're still watching us, just refresh. Anyways, so from there we got the match of the night, or another good match, not the match of the night, but we got another good match. We got Bullet Club Gold, the team of Jay White, Juice Robinson, and the Gun Club. They were teaming up to take on the Young Bucks and FTR in a great match. Again, another elite match. and it went back and forth a lot. And no, get out of there. Why are you going in there? I don't want you to go in there. Go back in there. Alrighty. It went back and forth a lot. We had a lot of great moments. We had teams. We had between the FTR and the Young Bucks. They were switching off, doing each other's finishing maneuvers, going back and forth. Juice Robinson was probably the biggest pain in the ass tonight. Because he just kept interfering and kept stopping everything, and he would just pop up out of nowhere. He was kind of like Hornswoggle sometimes. He just popped up out of nowhere. And it went great.
I'm the gingerbread man.
In the end, the Bullet Club wins, shockingly, off a Blade Runner to Cash Wheeler, and Jay White gets 1, 2, 3. Bullet Club goes over FTR and the Young Bucks. In that match, we got a lot of I think Matt told one of the guys, I think Juice Robinson, to go to hell. We heard a suck it chant. We had the crotch chop from the Guns. And then in the end, we had Matt Jackson outside the ring going, it was my fault. I didn't make it back into time to break up the pin. And so, very good match. It's what you expect from all 8 of these guys. Really good. A little on the long side because it was everybody kind of got a finishing maneuver and everybody got a pin. At least they're making the Guns look really hot, really good. So that's an impressive factor in there. They're really giving them the rub and lifting them being in this level of matches for a team that is still fairly young.
Yeah. I wish they would have done a little more storytelling as far as it's not exactly a Bullet Club Civil War thing, but considering that Young Bucks are former Bullet Club versus Bullet Club Gold, I wish they would have leaned into the history a little bit more.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it was a good match.
I guess the fan was really psyched that got the cutout of Jay White. The crowd did boo the Young Bucks. They were not happy with the Young Bucks. There was some booing there. Again,
booing
Robinson.
in Chicago, gee.
Juice Robinson being Juice Robinson, whether you like him or not, he is entertaining, and he just does some crazy stuff, and he's just a crazy, crazy person.
Bless you, bless you, bless you.
And we're back. You gotta love it because they all got in the ring, and the announcer's trying to figure out who the legal man is, and they don't even know who the legal man is. You really got a problem. From there, the beautiful 4-way sharpshooter. That was great. That was a great moment. We're all 8 men in a ring. We have 4 sharpshooters at the same time. All the heels were holding hands, trying to keep one another from tapping. Cash Wheeler joining the super kick party. You had, I think, Nick Jackson and Dax do the shatter machine. They just all like taking turns. So we had the spike power driver at one point. Everybody taking turns doing everybody else's move. Good match, but a little long. But I expect that from the Elite. Long and a lot of back and forth pins. A lot of 1, 2, 1, 2. It's just kind of the style that seems to come out of any Elite match for whatever reason they feel that's a necessity. They're good matches, but sometimes I feel they get a little long. And they a lot of near falls that are just kind of like, okay, I'm a little worn out by now. Somebody pin, let's go. Anywho, that led us to the match that wrapped up the whole show. We had Jon Moxley versus Orange Cassidy for the international title. Both Moxley and Orange Cassidy came out. Moxley came out through the arena, out through the audience with the rest of the Blackpool Combat Club members. Wheeler Yuta, Claudio Castagnoli, and Bryan Danielson. They at least came up to the where the audience was. Moxley came to the ring alone. And then we got the same thing with Orange Cassidy. He came out with the Best Friends and Chris Statlander up to the gorilla position. The only thing I feared was you got to be careful in the backstage area because you never know when CM Punk's going to jump out and try to choke you out. So, we got to be careful in that backstage area. Anyways, we had the match that I think you had to expect from this match. You had the underdog Orange Cassidy trying to overtake Moxley. It was one of those bloodbaths. It was a back forth. Some great matches. We had that beach breaker onto the concrete. You thought Moxley would have been done there, but wasn't. Eventually, Moxley hit Orange Cassidy with, I think, the Death Rider. And got the 1, 2, 3, and I think he shocked everybody and won the international championship. And so at the end of the night, both men looked amazing. This was a great, great match. It was exactly what you figured it was going to be. There was a lot of, there was the blood. Moxley wasn't the one overly bleeding, so I'm sure Renee was probably a little happier this week. She has nothing to do with all the cleanup. But anyways, good match. I mean, it did everything that it should. We have a new international champion in Moxley. What they're going to do with that is going to be interesting. Orange Cassidy after laid in the ring, but got a huge ovation before he left the ring, and the credits rolled for the end of the night. It's a good match. Everything hit on point. It was beautiful.
Absolutely.
And so that and maybe the Takeshi and Omega match. But even the Bullet Club, I don't know what the Bullet Club, but those two matches are probably the top two matches of the night. Takeshi and Omega brought it for sure. And I don't think you can take away from Kurt Statlander and Ruby Soho. Of course, the Eddie Kingston Shibata Blackpool Combat Club match was a hard-hitting match. I mean, there was a lot of good matches. They really did bring it. With really trying to book a short show, not really having any backing for the show, they really did bring some great matches out. And a lot of people came out of this looking good. A lot of storylines seem to kind of be floating. And what they're going to do next, who knows?
You can make your comments about the build, but AEW always brings it when it comes to the in-ring product.
Mm-hmm. No, they did. The Stars definitely bring their A game, even if it's not been booked right. Yes, this is true. But tonight was one of those shows that we were all worried about. But I think tonight they brought it. I think they really did what they needed to do. They put on an A+ show. It seemed like maybe the cancer that was in the back is gone and people were in a better mood. I don't know. It just seemed like everybody was on point. Everybody was going out there to give you a damn good show. I didn't feel this at all in. Like, I didn't feel like a lot of people brought their A game at all in. But I felt here in Chicago, I felt every match, everybody was at least trying to bring what they had to the table and make it a really good night. Not every match was as good or as great, but I mean, everybody tried to bring it, and I definitely think the Elite brought it. Moxley and Orange Cassidy brought the best out of each other, and it was an amazing match. Where we're going to go from here, I don't know. Maybe Orange Cassidy will be the one to overthrow Luchasaurus for that TNT title. I don't know where you go with Orange Cassidy from here. Maybe get some.
Got to tune into Dynamite.
Maybe get some time off for a little bit. He definitely deserves it.
You mean that same time off or vacation that John Moxley's supposed to be on at some point?
Or the same that Jack Perry was supposed to take. He was supposed to take a weekend vacation in Hawaii with Anna Jay when he was going to use real glass, and the whole people got upset. But anyways, no, we won't go there. Tonight was good. Anything else you would like to add to it? Because I don't know a whole lot to say other than it was a really good night. Yes, some of the matches were a little long. I've just come to expect that's what you're going to get from the Elite, and you deal with it. And that's life. I think they got to showcase themselves. I think the Elite were more alive than they've been in a while now. I think they were more invested in what was going on for whatever reason. I think Kenny Omega does a little better when he's on his own. Of course, we'll see what Jim Cornette has to say about Twinkle Toes and Pockets here real soon, I'm sure.
Well, pertaining to the Elite matches, to kind of quote Ric Flair, whether you like it or you don't like it, learn to love it.
You know what I got to say
about that? They're going to do it anyways.
You know what I got to say about that? Suck it. I don't got to love nothing I don't want to love.
Well, if you'd rather be miserable, that's your deal.
Well, I'm not miserable. I just think they're long and there's a little too much back and forth. Am I going to watch it? Yeah, because it's good wrestling overall. It's just sometimes I think they take a little, they go long. They definitely get longer matches, which is fine and dandy. I mean, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I'm going to.
5, 4, 3.
It's not coming now. It's not coming. You're stuck. Cat's in my lap. Oh, it's coming again. Take the lead. Ooh.
Look what happens when you have Pussycat on your lap.
Yeah, you know what? We're gonna give you one of these. Boo. You're getting booed right now. So.
Well, I can't hear it, whether the rest of the recording can or not.
Yes, they can. I've checked that, so I'll give you a boo and a sad trombone. So, unfortunately, I don't know how to get you to hear it, but that's a whole different story. And I'll play crickets since you did that one. There you get the crickets for the,
Indonesian style. Or would you rather read between the lines?
Oh. I could have made a bad joke, but I won't go on air. Anyways. Here we are.
So that was AEW All Out.
Yes. A good show. Good event. We are tired. I mean, we've had so much wrestling the last few days. So much to talk about. So much going on. Too long. Well, last night's pay-per-view was not bad. This one's a little on the longer side. Of course, we also put out a show that was delayed because of all types of technical difficulties today.
Yeah.
It's been an adventure. But, hey, you know what? We thank you for joining us here. We hope you had fun. We hope you liked. Remember, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like, share this out with everybody you can. We need to grow the viewership. We need to get everybody liking what we're doing here on the Value of Wrestling YouTube channel.
We're trying to create that community.
We want to create that community. If you're on our Facebook page, you should be liking us here and subscribing. If you're here and not on our Facebook, you need to get over there on Facebook. It's a link. Link is in most of the descriptions to most of our programs. It may not be in this one right now, but it'll be added in later. I promise you that. But we have a lot of streaming shows. We'll see. I can't promise you anything this week. If something comes up that we need to do a big time rant, maybe we'll get a big time rant out of something. But there's not a whole lot, I think, coming out of this week. Tomorrow night's Monday. We get to start another week. We will watch some more wrestling, and we'll be back at the end of the week, and we'll be back at our normal time, Sunday night or Saturday night, to do a full review with the weekly roundup. Again, it'll be live because we're going to try this live stuff and see how it plays out, and we'll have other content. We may be moving into newsletter content and other things too. We're looking to add different elements to grow in various ways. So you never know what is next for the Value of Wrestling, but be ready, beware, because we are truly the revolutionary force in wrestling podcast, and we are going to make that a factual statement. But for now, I thank you for coming. I'm going to say bye-bye. Good night. So long. And until next time, it has been fun. Let me get the music back up here for you. There we go.